Thank you for staying with us here on The Right Stand. There's pandemonium and turmoil in the Parliament on a range of issues. And today, once again, Rahul Gandhi made the allegation that the opposition is being silenced in Parliament and not allowed to raise important issues like unemployment or even counter the Prime Minister's claims on Mahakumbh. But this is not the first time that Rahul Gandhi has made such an allegation. Just last year in December, Rahul Gandhi had said that BJP MPs had blocked our way into the Parliament with sticks in their hand. A month before that, Rahul Gandhi said that he is not allowed to raise issues like crimes against Dalits in Parliament and that was being muzzled. In 2023, in March, Rahul Gandhi said that microphones in Parliament are often silenced. The same year, Rahul Gandhi alleged that opposition is being threatened with disqualification from the Parliament with even jail for speaking out against the government. In January in 2023, Rahul Gandhi, now the leader of opposition, said that opposition is compelled to hit the streets because it cannot speak in Parliament and its voice is being muzzled. Now, the BJP has accused Rahul Gandhi of spreading lies. In fact, they pointed to the criticism that came to the fore from Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla on the kind of decorum that should be maintained, especially by the leader of opposition in Parliament, but wasn't being done. Listen in to what Om Birla said on the floor of the House and the reaction that followed by Rahul Gandhi outside the Parliament.
आप सबसे अपेक्षा की जाती है कि आप सदन की मर्यादा और शालीनता के उच्च मापदंडों को बनाए रखें। सदन में मेरे संज्ञान में ऐसी कई घटनाएं हैं जब माननीय सदस्यों के आसन सदन की उच्च परंपराओं मापदंडों के अनुरूप नहीं है। इस सदन में पिता पुत्री माँ बेटी पति पत्नी सदस्य रहें। इस परिप्रेक्ष्य में मेरा नेता परिपक्ष से अपेक्षा है कि लोकसभा प्रक्रिया काल संचालन नियम 349 के वर्णित सभा में पालनीय नियमों के अनुरूप सदन में आचरण व्यवहार करें, जो सदन की मर्यादा और प्रतिष्ठा के अनुरूप रहना चाहिए। मैं पुनः आग्रह करता हूं, इस सदन में विशेष रूप से प्रतिपक्ष के नेता से तो ये अपेक्षा की जाती है कि वो आचरण रखें। सदन की कार्रवाई 2 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन को एक कन्वेंशन है कि बोलने दिया जाता है। जब भी मैं खड़ा होता हूं मुझे बोलने नहीं दिया जाता है, ठीक है? तो पता नहीं मतलब ये किस प्रकार से हाउस चल रहा है। जो हम कहना चाहते हैं हमें कहने नहीं देते। उस दिन प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कुंभ मेला के बारे में बोला। मैं अपनी बात जोड़ना चाहता था। मैं कहना चाहता था हाँ बहुत अच्छा है कि कुंभ मेला हुआ, और मैं बेरोजगारी के बारे में भी कुछ कहना चाहता था, नहीं बोलने दिया।
Let's open this up because from tampering with elections to being muzzled in Parliament, Rahul Gandhi has targeted the centre for several of these charges, where he says that the opposition is losing its space, where democracy is in danger. But is that really true? Rohan Gupta, spokesperson of the BJP, continues to be with us. Salman Soz, spokesperson of the Congress party, is with us as well. Salman Soz, let me begin by asking you, Rahul Gandhi, if you must have just heard what he said right after he came out of the Parliament, was that there's convention that the LOP should be allowed to speak. As far as convention is concerned, and at times when the LOP is supposed to speak, like his reply to the budget or his reply to the motion of thanks, he was allowed to do so. So while he's citing convention, is he trying to ignore all the times that by convention he was allowed to speak in Parliament?
Well, first of all, members of Parliament being allowed to speak in Parliament, that is their right, because they're representing the people of the country. Then the leader of the opposition has special, he has a very special role. He basically stands in some ways against the Prime Minister of the country. So his role is not of that of an ordinary MP. I think what we've noticed with the BJP and with this speaker in particular, now the speaker said something, he directed his remarks at the leader of the opposition, and then immediately walked off and did not give the leader of the opposition an opportunity to respond. It's a very strange thing that in the Indian Parliament now, the speaker is basically walking out as opposed to members of the opposition. Look, I think there is systematic silencing of the opposition in this country, in this Parliament. The House has been turned into a one-party forum, and there's selective enforcement of rules. And basically, the speaker abandoned his seat. Now, they can do all these kinds of things. When Rahulji talked about mics being turned off, he talked about this in 2023. 146 members of parliament were suspended, if you remember. These things just show that the ruling party is scared of giving any opportunity to the opposition to raise issues that are important to the country, to the young people of this country, to the elderly of this country, to the women of this country, to the scheduled castes of this country, to the scheduled tribes of this country. They're mortally afraid. Now, let me just say this. The mic may be off, but the truth still echoes. And by the way, the speaker who talks about rules, he talks about rules, maryada rakhe, norms, etc. My sense is that, selective rule book reading, that is not neutrality. That is not the role of the speaker. The speaker wields the rules as a sword against the opposition and as a shield for the ruling party. That is not the kind of speaker we want. I'm sorry. This is not good for the country. This is not good for a democracy. And the speaker, by walking out today without giving the leader of the opposition an opportunity to respond to what he had said, basically said that, I'm sorry to say it, but it seems a little cowardly to me.
Okay, Rohan Gupta, the kind of behavior that we've seen from the Lok Sabha speaker on this occasion, or like the Congress and other opposition have alleged by the Rajya Sabha chairman, shows or reeks of bias towards the treasury benches, and that's an allegation that they have been making for a long time now. This is not the first time around. Is the allegation of using the rule book selectively valid?
See, opposition party has been raising issue of constitution since long. Do you feel that breaking the rules of parliament is not insult to constitution? There is rule number 349 where the conduct of all the members has been listed. And I am challenging Congress party that they should come out with the specific point under rule number 349, how the speaker has not followed the rules. When you ask the specific question, the opposition parties will run away. They will try to become savior of democracy. That is not the way. Parliament is run by rules. Anybody has to ask any question, and it is not that the leader of opposition is not spoken in the parliament. We have seen many sessions that he has been given full time, and everybody has heard him. So I think every time making this thing as a savior of democracy and making seen as if you are being suppressed, I think this is not going to work. You have to follow the rule in parliament. If you are in parliament, you are carrying the pictures, you are speaking in between. No. If it is anything against rule 349, opposition has right to come and raise the issue. But today they don't have concrete answers. That's why they are just making general issue. Oh, our voice has been suppressed. We are not allowed to speak. You please speak. You speak in your time as per the rules. You are not above the rules. Nobody is above the rules of parliament, whether it is leader of opposition or prime minister or speaker. Everybody will have to follow the rules. In case they have specific issue against the speaker, they should give the instance of specific rule number and raise their query. I dare they can do that. They don't have substance in their arguments.
Salman, so that eventually boils down to whether there is evidence to back what is being said. For instance, you've been talking about mics being off, and that's something that Rahul Gandhi, several others within the Congress have also spoken of. But the speaker has rejected that argument, going on to also show that there are times when Congress members of parliament, like Korekonil Suresh, have been in the speaker's chair, who have said that the power to switch on or switch off mics does not lie at the speaker's chair. Somebody from your own party has rebutted what Rahul Gandhi and everybody else has been saying, that no, this can't be done.
Let me address what Rohan Gupta just said, and then I'll come to your point as well. If he spoke of one particular rule. Of course, they'll speak of one particular rule because maybe that is germane right now. But we are talking about the big picture here. If rules are meant for the opposition, the rules should also be meant for the ruling party. Now, let me ask. This is a very simple question. Anybody sitting at home can understand that there was a time when 146 MPs were, suspended from Parliament. They were opposition MPs, and the rule that they invoked was that you're disturbing the House, etc., etc. There have been so many instances of BJP members stalling parliamentary proceedings. Why was that rule not invoked against those MPs? Why were they not suspended? Is it because they are from the ruling party? Because, it cannot be that only the opposition MPs have blocked proceedings. We know there are reports on reports in newspaper after newspaper about BJP MPs stalling proceedings, yet no action was taken. Look, I know these guys are talking about lots of rules. We know how they follow rules. We know how Mr. Adani was given airports by following rules. So these rules they made, the rules that they're implementing are for the common man and for the opposition. But these rules are not for the ruling party. These rules are not for the prime minister. These rules are not for some of the most unruly, some of the most unsavory members of parliament belonging to the ruling party. So, if this is not hypocritical behavior, if this is not a situation where the Speaker of the House, you see, once you become the Speaker of the House, you have to keep in mind that you are now no longer a BJP. You're not a ruling party member anymore. I challenge you. I challenge anyone to Google Om Birla's name and then go to images on Google and then look at him when he's facing to the left, which is where the opposition is, and look at him facing the right, where the treasury benches are. Invariably, you'll find that he's always pointing with some anger at the opposition and always smiling in front of Modi ji. That is not the kind of speaker we want. We want a speaker who's even-handed, who trusts democracy, who believes in democracy, Indian democracy.
Sure, but because you raked up the issue of suspension of MPs, yes, it was unprecedented, the kind of numbers we saw. But it's not the first time, Salman Soz, that MPs have been suspended for unruly behavior. It's happened multiple times, even during the UP era. So if there are members of parliament who are rushing into the well of the house with papers in their hand, raising slogans during and disrupting the business of the house, then action needs to be taken. Or is that something you would condone?
I was going to agree with you. I was going to agree with you that this is not the first time. But first of all, 146 people's representatives were suspended within a matter of 3 days from the Indian Parliament. Mind you, those are not the only disruptions. The ruling party members have stalled proceedings, have not allowed Parliament to function on multiple occasions. Not if you show me that even one member of Parliament belonging to the BJP or the ruling coalition was suspended because of such behavior or misbehavior, then I will not say anything. But you cannot find anything like that because the speaker is not even-handed. But you know, the more interesting thing about today is that the speaker made certain comments about the leader of the opposition. After that, it was only natural for the leader of the opposition to respond. But he did not allow him to respond, he just ran off. I mean, what kind of a speaker is he? You're saying something about somebody, let that person clarify something. You didn't do anything. You didn't give him any opportunity. And he's not a regular MP. He's the leader of the opposition. He stands in opposition to the Prime Minister.
Absolutely, and there is some sort of decorum that he, as a leader of opposition with that responsibility, needs to follow as well. If you see those visuals that we're putting out on our screens for our viewers, is this the kind of behavior, the casual attitude one would expect from a leader of opposition in the House while proceedings are on? That's another question to ask. But that's exactly what is being asked. If questions have to be asked, they have to be asked both ways. But Rohan Gupta, you had a point to make. Go ahead.
See, again, my friend, when he told that the rule number 347 is not implemented, he has agreed to one fact that the speaker was not wrong. He asked the question, give me one example whether the rules have been implemented against BJP MPs. See, again, I'm challenging you. You give me one specific example where the rules were not implemented against BJP members. See, point here is you cannot change the goalpost. Again, I am repeating the point. What you are saying, the kind of behavior what we are seeing on the screen, I don't think so. That is also justified. At the end of the day, we all are bound by the rules of the parliament. The MPs are bound by the rules in the parliament. You are not above constitution. You are not above parliament. So I think everybody will have to follow the rule. And you cannot question that, okay, this rule is not implemented against BJP. If you support that argument, you say that argument, you have to again come with the evidence. You cannot just make statement in air. Either you tell that what speaker has said wrong. No, you are admitting the fact that speaker has said correct by saying that rule number 349 has to be implemented by everybody. Or you give me example where this rule is not implemented against BJP. Very specific one. You cannot generalize after I am asking the specific details. The basic point here is, if leader of opposition is going against the rules of parliament, he is answerable to the parliament, and speaker has all the right to question him because nobody is above the parliament.
Salman
Can
Soos,
I
should
come
we?
in?
Yes.
Yeah, the speaker. First of all, Rohan Gupta, you should not mischaracterize me. My limited point is the following: if the speaker made certain references about the leader of the opposition, he didn't make them about you. He did not make them about me. He did not make them about Prime Minister Modi. He made those references. His remarks were in reference to the leader of the opposition. The next thing, like you said somebody questioned you, you have to answer. The next thing was for the leader of the opposition to stand up and make his remarks, respond to the speaker, respond to the speaker's allegations. But the speaker basically ran away.
It was not allegation.
Why did he run away? Why did the speaker run away? What was
was
the
not the
purpose? Why did he first make those remarks and then why did he run away?
I'd like to
Was he
answer
scared?
this. I'd like to answer this. Yeah,
Yes.
very specific. And I'm coming to the core point. When the allegations were raised against the speaker, he gave the example of Rule 349 that whether it is leader of opposition or any member of the parliament, you will have to follow the rule. It is the prerogative of speaker to remind members about the rules. It is not prerogative of the speaker to reply to understand what the answer of that argument is, because this is not the argument. It is speaker's prerogative to inform member about the rules. Do you want to say that if informing members about the rules, he has
And
to
Salman
answer?
Soos, if Rahul Gandhi or you or the Congress today says that there should have been room for clarification for Rahul Gandhi, are you saying there's also justification for the kind of behavior that we're seeing from Rahul Gandhi while the house is in progress and business?
This is exactly the point. The point is the speaker said certain things. The speaker was referring to the leader of the opposition.
Sure.
So when he refers to the leader of the opposition has to get up. You think that he would say something about Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Modi would get up and the speaker would run away? No, he would not run away. If he would not run away in front of Prime Minister Modi, why would he run away?
But you haven't answered my question on the mics being off and that being rebutted by your own party, or whether you're justifying what Rahul Gandhi did and that casual attitude that we saw on the floor of the House from the leader of the opposition, and we expect better from every single elected representative, irrespective of what party they come from. That's what the electorate of this country, the voter of this country wants. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of time. I thank you both gentlemen for joining us here on The Right Stand. It is a wrap, but a quick